I am Shen Miao, the legitimate eldest daughter of Yongchang Marquis Manor. Later, the world dubbed me the poisonous consort of the general's manor. More often than not, Xie Jingxing would call me gently, Shen Jiao Jiao. 2 lifetimes of ups and downs, a journey to the netherworld, and a rebirth forged from suffering. Even in the dead of night, memories of the cold palace drag me into nightmares. That perpetually sunless, frigid chamber was damp and dreary, permeated with the stench of decay and blood. A white silk noose hung from the beam. As the rough fabric coiled around my neck, the sensation of suffocation closed in. I could almost hear the enemy's indifferent words echoing all around. The catastrophe that destroyed everything is an everlasting scar engraved in my soul, reminding me constantly that all my innocence and softness in my past life brought nothing but the annihilation of my family and separation from those I loved. How foolish I was in my previous life. Born into the renowned Yongchang Marquis Manor, the Shen family guarded the border for generations, holding great military power and bearing a legacy of loyalty. My parents doted on me, my elder brother shielded me. I possessed what countless people could only dream of, yet I turned a blind eye to all of it. My entire heart belonged to Fu Xiuyi, Prince Ding. Back then, he carried himself with gentle elegance, acting the part of a refined gentleman, and easily captured my youthful heart. I stubbornly believed he was the one worthy of my lifelong devotion. I brushed off every word of warning. My elder brother reminded me time and again that human hearts were unpredictable, and the elders of the manor feared I had placed my faith in the wrong man. But blinded by infatuation, I refused to listen. To assist Fu Xiuyi in his struggle for the throne, I exhausted the Shen family's resources and connections to pave his path. To fulfill his schemes, I volunteered to serve as a hostage in a foreign land. Enduring 5 years of wandering and hardship, I thought shared adversity would bind our love for eternity. When Fu Xiuyi eliminated all rivals and ascended the imperial throne, I donned the phoenix crown and became the Empress of Daqi. Standing atop the pinnacle of power, I once naively imagined peaceful years to come. Yet once the realm was secured, loyal servants were cast aside once their purpose was served. Fu Xiuyi had never trusted the Shen clan with its formidable army. All the tenderness he had shown me was nothing more than a carefully orchestrated deception. He feared the military might of Yongchang Marquis Manor, worried that the loyal Shen household had grown too influential. He began to plot methodically to strip the Shen family of power. Within the palace, concubines vied for favor. Rumors spread rampantly, and traps emerged one after another. I yielded repeatedly, hoping the affection we once shared would grant me a trace of peace, yet compromise only invited further humiliation. I watched my young daughter murdered in secret. I witnessed my own son framed and deposed as the crown prince. In the end, fabricated charges of treason were brought against my family. The century-old loyal manor was exterminated overnight. Blood stained the bluestone steps of the residence, and my loved ones fell one by one before my eyes. A mighty clan vanished in an instant. I was imprisoned in the pitch-black cold palace. Fu Xiuyi visited me with icy detachment. He spoke of our days together before graciously offering a white silk shroud to spare my body from mutilation. As the silk tightened around my throat and life slipped away, overwhelming hatred consumed me entirely. I swore a bitter oath. If heaven granted me a second chance, every debt of blood would be repaid in full. When I opened my eyes once more, sunlight filtered through carved window lattices and spilled into the courtyard, flowers bloomed, and birds chirped. I lifted my hands in a daze. My skin was smooth and unmarred by the scars I bore in the cold palace. It slowly dawned on me. I had returned to the age of 14. The tragedy had yet to unfold. My parents were healthy, my elder brother safe, and Yongchang Marquis Manor still prospered. Those enemies hiding behind hypocritical masks were only hatching plots in secret, not yet ready to wield their blades. A surge of joy washed over me, swiftly followed by bone-chilling cold. The tender, infatuated Shen Miao who loved Fu Xiuyi had perished in the cold palace alongside that silk rope. The Shen Miao who survived carried the blood feud of her entire clan, saw through every scheme that lay ahead, and would never allow herself to be manipulated again. In this life, I would no longer chase empty imperial affection. I had learned well. A man's fleeting favor is cheap. To place your fate in another's hands is to await ruin. My foremost goals were to protect every member of the Shen family, uphold our generation's-old glory as military nobles, tear away every false facade, and make all those who harmed me taste the endless suffering I endured in my past life. Turbulent undercurrents surged within the manor. Scheming concubines, ambitious female cousins, opportunistic distant relatives all coveted the status of the legitimate daughter, laying traps to undermine and replace me. In my previous life, I fell prey to their ploys time and again. Now, every thought lurking in their hearts was plain for me to see. Slander planted at flower-viewing banquets, rumors crafted to ruin my reputation, poisoned pastries served at feasts, schemes fabricated to stir illicit gossip. I faced each conspiracy calmly and dismantled them one by one. No more silent forbearance, no more merciful tolerance. I will not provoke the innocent, yet anyone who dares to wrong me shall face double retaliation. My transformation stirred the whole manor. Everyone marveled that the young lady who once followed Prince Ding without hesitation had suddenly cast aside all fondness, growing quiet, reserved, unfathomable, resolute, and ruthless in her actions. Fu Xiuyi behaved exactly as he had before, feigning kindness to win me over, hoping to leverage the Shen family's strength to expand his influence. He still believed I was the same girl who would sacrifice everything for him. I watched him coldly, maintaining superficial civility while mocking him inwardly. The military backing and power he craved, he shall obtain none of it in this lifetime. I will sever every tentacle he extends toward the manor and shatter his dream of claiming the throne. Storm clouds gathered over the capital, with forces intertwining and clashing everywhere. At countless banquets and negotiations, I moved among nobles, planning every step carefully to accumulate power of my own. Amid this great game for authority, I met Xie Jingxing. Our first encounter took place atop a tall wall. Clad in flamboyant red robes, he was unrestrained and haughty, carrying a hint of lazy cunning. Rumors claimed the young Marquis of the Z clan was reckless and dissolute, someone everyone strove to avoid. At first, I remained fully on guard, assuming he was merely another scheming noble youth in the capital. We tested one another, matched wits, and clashed countless times. Gradually, I discovered that his frivolous persona was nothing but a disguise. Beneath it lay unfathomable wisdom, a heavy, untold past, and long-laid grand plans. Others only witnessed my decisive tactics and named me the poisonous consort, trembling before my strategies and harshness, unwilling to draw near. Only Xie Jingxing could perceive the lingering pain and loneliness concealed beneath my tough exterior. He understood that all my sharp edges stemmed not from unprovoked malice, but armor forged for self-preservation and the protection of my beloved ones. He once said to me, "What of overturning imperial rule? The realm shall be yours, and you shall be mine." He told me, "Among thousands of paths that stretch forward, I will always choose you." Betrayed to my core in my past life, I had sealed my heart long ago, convinced vengeance would fill my days, and I would never fall in love again. But Xie Jingxing was nothing like Fu Xiuyi. Fu Xiuyi desired dominion over the world and would merely tolerate me alongside it. Xie Jingxing was willing to stir chaos across the realm, solely to shield me. He never demanded I smooth away my sharp edges or force myself to act meek. He accepts all of me, my stratagems, my hatred, my light and shadow, every part of Shen Miao without reservation. Thorns lined the road ahead. The imperial court was tangled in intrigue. Feudal lords grew restless, kingdoms clashed, and countless assassinations and plots lurked in the shadows. I continued to formulate plans, eliminate internal dangers, dismantle my enemy's influence, evade every fatal trap from my past life, and steadfastly safeguard the Shen family. The chains of fate that once bound me were broken by my own hands. People often ask me what the title poisonous consort truly means. The world assumes poison stands for cruelty, scheming, and heartlessness. To me, this poison is a blade forged from despair. I will never harm innocent people without cause, yet anyone who seeks to hurt those I cherish shall receive no mercy. In my past life, excessive gentility brought ruin to my family. In this life, I have finally understood, kindness must always be accompanied by sharpness. As time passed, my plans gradually bore fruit. Fu Xiuyi's ambitions crumbled step by step, and those who once conspired against me reaped what they had sown. Every grievance was settled, and the blood feuds weighing heavy on my heart were avenged. When vengeance was achieved, I felt no wild euphoria, only relief as the immense burden on my shoulders lifted. Hatred drove me forward through the hardest days after my rebirth, yet I refused to spend the rest of my life trapped within the nightmares of the past. Revenge marked a milestone, not the entirety of life. Struggles for power never cease in troubled times. I have seen countless people lose themselves chasing the imperial throne. Fortunately, through every storm, Xie Jingxing stood faithfully by my side. When hardships descended, we resisted together. When plotting our future, we relied on each other. We are evenly matched, equal partners, devoted lovers, and each other's most trustworthy allies. There is no need to be confined within palace walls, no need to bow to imperial power. We have the freedom to choose our own destiny. I have walked two vastly different paths. The first life, misplaced devotion, poor judgment, complete defeat, the separation of kin and the fall of my clan. The second life, rebirth from despair, cutting through layers of deception, protecting my family, avenging old wrongs, and finally meeting my destined soulmate. I once descended into hell and returned cloaked in resentment. After endless struggles and schemes, I stepped out from the shadows. I bow to no one, firmly grasping control over my own fate. The world calls me the poisonous consort, yet beyond all titles, I am simply Shen Miao. In my first life, sincere affection was wasted, leaving nothing but endless regret. In the second, I cast away foolish infatuation, wielded my blade to guard my family, and waited for the man who would journey through wind and dust to find me. I will always remember that scene. The clatter of horse hooves cut through road dust. He stood before me, his gaze gentle and resolute, and whispered softly, "I have come to marry you, Shen Jiao. After 2 lifetimes of calamity and countless twists of fate, I finally attained my happy ending. All love and hatred fade with the passage of time. I am no longer the naive manor maiden trapped by romance, powerless against others. Having experienced life and death, I understand clearly. A woman's greatest support is never marriage or a man, but her own wisdom, confidence, and inner strength. Hatred taught me vigilance. Suffering taught me growth, and Xie Jingxing taught me how to summon the courage to love once more. Without that brush with death and this chance of rebirth, I would never distinguish true hearts from false ones, never see the plots hidden beneath prosperity. Every wound of the past became a signpost, warning me never to repeat my mistakes. The mountains and rivers stretch far ahead. Wind and rain, we shall face them side by side. There is no need to fight for the supreme throne, no need to drown in palace conflicts. To stay beside the one I love and keep my family safe, that is the most beautiful form of life.